everyone, it's Zzoffer and I'm back with another video. So, you're getting more Inktober today. Wow, who the funk. So, week 2 of Inktober was really delayed because of some technical difficulties that I ran into. I'm sorry about that. I hope that this one will go up sooner. It won't though. I'm already 2 days late to uploading it because I ended up doing the same thing that I did for last week's, or yeah, for week 2, where I didn't draw for a whole week, and then I just ended up drawing 7 drawings on one day because I'm a bad art person. I'm a bad YouTuber. I'm a bad artist. I'm a failure. I don't know what it is. Last year I managed to do it perfectly fine, but this year I just can't. I just don't have the time for it or the energy for it, and I don't have any inspiration. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just lacking inspiration. I don't know. But I ended up drawing all of these yesterday. So that's a thing that happened. I hope that for the last week I can manage to do them more, you know, like not all in one day, you know, more on the days that they're supposed to be done on. I'm already 2 behind now, I'll tell you though, so it's not looking too good for me. But for day 15, I am drawing Luna Lovegood because she's very precious. And I accidentally placed her too far to the left on the paper. So I tried to kind of center her a bit more with the circle behind her. But she's still too far to the left. So I wish that I would have just nudged her over a bit. But it's too late now, so oh well. I really like the way that this one turned out though. Aside from the fact that, that she's not placed very well. But you know, it's whatever. For day 16, I am drawing myself in my witchy outfit. So I don't know about everyone else, but last week I had vacation. I had a fall vacation. It's a thing we do here in the Denmarks. In week 42 of every year, there's a fall vacation. So my parents and I and my sister, yes, my parents and my sister and I, we went on a trip, a vacation trip. And I was wearing my witch hat and my big floofy pants, and I was like, oh, this is a cute witch outfit. I want to draw this witch outfit. So that's what I'm doing here. I don't think that you can necessarily tell that it's me, so maybe I'll do another witch Sona kind of drawing later on where you can see that it's supposed to be me. But yes, I wanted it to be like with the hat down in front of the eyes, kind of like hoo-hoo, smirky and mysterious. And for this one, I am using my Pigma. Is it? No. Yeah, I guess it's Pigma. It's a Pigma brush pen in brown. And then I'm using a Winsor Newton Pro marker to add some color here in the end. For day 17, I actually had an idea for more of like a story piece or an illustration or whatever. So the idea is that there's this girl who's looking into the mirror and she's like, I guess she's seeing her insecurities or whatever. Let's get real deep and super artsy. It's weird that I had this idea because I don't usually like to be super like, oh, feelings and in my art. But I was like, she's looking into the mirror and then this shadow creature is coming out of the mirror and grabbing her, and then it symbolizes something within her that she's not very happy with or whatever. I don't know. Evil thoughts. It symbolizes evil thoughts. Or maybe there's just a shadow creature living in her mirror and is trying to flirt with her. That's also a way that you can read this if you want to. I don't mind. So for this one, I kind of drew in a frame around it, and I feel like that does something to it. I don't know what it is. It makes it look more of like an illustration or something, and I think that it makes it look real cool. And also then I don't have to draw as much of the drawing. Like if you place something wrong and you're like, oof, I don't want to draw that much like on this drawing, then just like, you know, cut it off, make a frame. This is really bad artist tips and you should never do this, by the way. And then I went in and did some hatching to make it look all spooky and atmospheric. Is that a word? Atmospheric. Okay, and that was it for that day. Yay, next day. So next up we have day 18, and for this one I was inspired by a statue that I saw of this girl holding a bowl and then smoke was coming out of it. It's pretty much the same thing, just drawn in my style because I thought that it looked really neat and simple, and I wanted to see if I could recreate that in a cool way while focusing on the inking to, like, in order to make it look nice and visual and illustrative, like an illustration. So I want it to go very simple for this one. I wanted the girl to be fairly simple and plain looking, and then I wanted to put in a lot of small details with a finer nibbed marker pen liner, a finer liner, so that the smoke would stand out from her. Because if you give something a lot of pattern, put it up against something that doesn't have a lot of pattern, or something that's just a plain color, then those things are gonna contrast each other, if you get what I'm saying. So I wanted to try to separate the smoke out by giving it more detail. I am not sure how successful I was in doing this. I think that it's still kind of blending in with her, but it's kind of popping. I also went in and made some of the lines thicker to make more of a separation between her and the smoke. So yeah, I think this one is nice and simple. It could maybe have had some more contrast, but it's nice. I like it. So for this one is day 19. And by this time, I was kind of over the whole coming up with ideas and making sketches. So I thought to myself, why don't I just draw something super cliche, super Halloween, super Inktober. I'ma draw pumpkins and kitties. Because everyone loves a good pumpkin and everyone loves a good kitty. And I love drawing pumpkins and kittykins. So I figured I would just do that to just get something out there. I was running pretty dry on ideas. I've done this as well some previous years on days where I just didn't have time to draw something complicated. I would just draw a pumpkin or a cat, but they would usually be very rushed and not very good, and the composition would be terrible. But I feel like on this one I managed to just take it easy and think a bit more about it before just rushing into it. And I guess I'm also just better at drawing and composition and stuff. But I feel like this one is a lot more solid, and it has, you know, the small object, big object, medium-sized object, and it has a focal point. It's just a lot better than the ones that I've done previous years with pumpkins or cats. Another thing though is, how do you draw cats? I have no idea, and I don't think that I'm ever gonna figure it out. I try to keep wanting to make them in my style, but I don't know how to do that, and every cat that I make ends up just having these big, round, empty white eyes. And also every cat I make is black. Every cat I make is a black cat, because I don't know how to cat. And next up we have the 20th. And ever since I started Inktober this year, I've been wanting to do something with a pumpkin head, like a human or some kind of anthropomorph figure with a pumpkin on its head. So I figured that now was the time to do that. So I'm drawing this little guy, this fella, who has a pumpkin on their head and they're pointing their finger. I don't know why, so don't ask me why. I won't tell you. It's a secret. I drew a tiny sketch of this in my sketchbook because I wanted to just figure out the concept for it. And that one turned out a lot better than this one. Do you know that? I always have that, like, the thumbnail is always better than the finished thing. This one is kind of leaning, or it's not leaning, but it's kind of off balance. Like, the bottom part of it is way too far scooched to the left. And it was even worse earlier, actually. I erased the whole body and moved it over, but apparently it wasn't enough, because there's still some off balance going on in there. But in the thumbnail it was a lot better, so just take my word for it. I did a good. This one is just not nearly as good. For the last day of this week, I remembered a thing that I saw once, a beautiful thing. It's an animated piece by Ryan Woodward, and it's called The Thought of You, or Thought of You. Yeah, I'll link it down below, and I think you should all go check it out because it's amazing. But it's this animation of two characters dancing with each other, and it's beautiful, and it has this unfinished construction look to it. But it's just so nice, and I love it so much. And there's a really cute song, and there's a cute story. And I guess it's not a cute story. It's kind of a sad story, but whatever. I wanted to draw something like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to draw fan art of it. I'm just going to like find a frame that I like and then just draw it in here because I feel like it. So that's basically what I did. I tweaked it a little bit so that it would be slightly more in my style, but basically it's just the same. But sometimes that's okay. Like, this was kind of a thing that I just felt like doing. I wanted to have this style, so I just basically wanted to try it out, and I guess it's kind of like a study. I wanted to do a study of it, so now I can maybe apply it to something more original if I want to do that. And in my opinion, it's fine to use references and to basically copy them, as long as you like tell people. If you show people, then tell them that that's what you did. Don't claim that it's your own art. But I really liked to do this one. This one was a lot of fun, and I think I really liked the way that it turned out as well. The lines are a bit thinner than I usually make them, but I wanted to try and force myself to do that because I usually make really thick lines for Inktober because I want contrast, and then I just end up making them thicker and thicker and thicker forever. Yeah, so this was kind of like a challenge to myself. But that's about it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching my third week of Inktober. I hope that you still want to see the fourth week, and I hope you're not sick of me only uploading Inktober drawings. I don't really have a lot of energy to do other drawings, like on top of these, in quotation mark, daily drawings that I'm not doing daily. But yeah, I don't even have enough energy to do that, so I hopefully will resume with other kinds of videos after Inktober is done, but for now you'll have to bear with me. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later.